Today we are going to discuss about the first chapter of NCERT Science, Class 10, Chemical Reactions and Equations. Generally, in our day-to-day life, we see both physical reactions as well as chemical reactions. What is physical reaction? Physical reaction is a reaction in which the change to the physical properties of a substance. Say some of the physical properties, mass, density, volume, all that things. These physical properties can be changed. So physical reaction is a reaction in which the change to the physical properties like mass, volume, density of the substance, and this physical property is reversible. For example, melting of ice. If we take some ice cubes from the refrigerator and kept outside of the refrigerator, what happened? After some time, this ice cube starts to melt. What is the formula of ice? Which is H2O in solid state form. So it is called ice. It goes to melt. It converted into liquid form. The formula is say water, and the state of the substance is liquid. That means the phase is converted from solid to liquid. This is water. Here the state only changes, that is solid state to liquid state. It is one kind of physical property. Then say some other examples, melting of wax candle. Wax candle. Then say some other properties, boiling of water. If we heat this water, it boils and it goes to its gaseous state, that is vapor, water vapor. It is in the form of gaseous state. But the formula is same. Then another example is freezing of water. If the water freezes, what will happen? Water is converted into ice, solid state. These are some of the examples of physical reaction. Then what is chemical reaction? A chemical reaction is a change in which one or more substance reacts to form a new substance with entirely different properties. So, a chemical reaction is also one of the reaction in which one or more substance reacts to form a new substance. It is entirely different from the reactant. For example, the conversion of milk to curd. This conversion we see every day in our day-to-day life. The first example is the conversion of milk to curd. Here milk is converted into curd. And these chemical reactions are irreversible reactions. Physical reactions are reversible reactions because we can able to recover the reactants, product to reactant. But here we can't able to recover the substance from product to reactant. So chemical reactions are irreversible reactions. And say some other example, rusting of iron. It is also one of the example of chemical reactions. Digestion of food is also an example of chemical reaction. These chemical reactions are accompanied by chemical changes, and these chemical reactions are expressed with the help of chemical equations. What is chemical reaction? Chemical reaction is a reaction in which change from one or more substance reacts to form a newly formed substance the new substance is entirely different from the reactant. Here, what is reactant and what is product? The reacting species are called reactants. So, the left hand side is called reactants. So, what is reactants? The reacting species is called reactants, or the substance take part in the reaction is known as reactants. And what is products? The newly formed substance is called products. Mostly we write the reactants in the left hand side and products in the right hand side. In chemical reaction is a reaction in which one or more substance reacts to form new substance which is entirely different from the reactant. The substance which takes part in the reaction or reacting species are called reactants, and the newly formed substances are called products. So now we are going to see one example of this, or reactant and products. Sodium reacts with water to form sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Here, which one is reactant and which one is product? The sodium and the water is a reactant, because the sodium and water reacts together to form sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. And the sodium hydroxide and this hydrogen gas is products. So, the reacting species are called reactant and the newly formed substances are called products. Next, we are going to discuss about how can we recognize a chemical reaction. Whether it is a chemical reaction or physical reaction. So, a chemical reaction can be identified by change in color. First one is change in color. If our substance changes from the reactant color to product color, so we recognize some kind of chemical reactions takes place or occurs. Say as an example, sugar. What is the color of sugar? Sugar is white in color. We heat this sugar. What happened? The sugar will be converted into charcoal and water. That is carbon. Charcoal is carbon and water. What sugar is converted into black color carbon. Which reaction takes place? The chemical reaction takes place. So, whenever a reaction takes place, the color changes from the reactant to product, we can able to recognize some kind of reaction occurs. That reaction is a chemical reaction. Then second way of recognizing a chemical reaction is evolution of gas. When two reactions combine together to form products. For example, take zinc granules in a conical flask and add hydrochloric acid. Zinc granules is in the form of solid state. In the conical flask, added HCl, hydrochloric acid, which is in aqueous state, to form zinc chloride, and hydrogen gas is evolved. Here, hydrogen gas is evolved. We can able to recognize how this evolution of gas is evolved. Substance undergo reaction to form a new products. One of the byproduct is gas. Through that gas, we can recognize some kind of reactions takes place. That reaction is a chemical reaction. Then another way is change in state. Some substances can change from solid to liquid or liquid to solid. In chemical reactions, the reactant reacts to form a new product which is entirely different from the reactant. In some cases, the reactant state is converted into another state in product's case. For example, burning of coal. Coal is a solid form of carbon. This carbon is reacted with oxygen to form carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a gas, oxygen is gas, but carbon is solid. Here, solid is converted into a gaseous. Solid carbon reacts with gaseous oxygen to form gaseous carbon dioxide. So, some kind of change in their states. The next one is another way to recognize whether a reaction is chemical reaction or physical reaction, that is change in temperature. When the reactant reacts to form product, in the product case, the temperature is entirely different from the reactant. The reactant case, the temperature is very low. It rises in the formation of product case. For example, zinc reacts with hydrochloric acid in the form of aqueous state, that is dilute hydrochloric acid to form zinc chloride, and hydrogen gas is evolved. When this reaction occurs, we touch the conical flask, the temperature of the conical flask is increases. So what we observe, some kind of reaction takes place. So the temperature of the reactant is increases to the products. So this is one of the recognizing thing of this chemical reaction. The next one is formation of a precipitate. When reactants reacts to form products, one of the product is a precipitate form. For example, we take lead nitrate in a test tube, add potassium iodide. We form lead iodide and potassium nitrate. This lead iodide is in the form of precipitate, yellow color precipitate. So we take lead nitrate in a test tube, add some drops of potassium iodide into the test tube. Lead iodide and potassium nitrate is formed. Lead iodide is in the form of yellowish white solid. The formula of this lead nitrate is PbNO3 twice. It reacts with the potassium iodide Ki to form lead iodide PbI2 plus KNO3. Potassium nitrate. This lead iodide is a yellowish solid, that is a precipitate. So we can able to recognize whether it is a chemical reaction or physical reaction. Some kind of precipitate is formed as a product, their chemical reaction takes place. Then another one important example is, take a 3 to 4 centimeter long magnesium ribbon and clean it rubbing with sandpaper. Then hold it with the help of tongs and it can be burned over the flame or spirit lamp. What happened? When the magnesium ribbon burns with a dazzling white flame and it can be converted into white color ash. So magnesium ribbon reacts with oxygen to form magnesium oxide 2MgO. I told while we are taking this magnesium ribbon, we should clean with rubbing it with a sandpaper. Why? Because we assume this is a magnesium ribbon. The surface of this magnesium ribbon has magnesium metal. This magnesium metal is very reactive. It easily reacted with the surface oxygen to form magnesium oxide. This magnesium oxide powder will be coated here and it will prevent the burning of this complete magnesium ribbon. So, before we conduct this experiment, first we should clean this magnesium ribbon with the sandpaper. Then only we can conduct this experiment. That is, magnesium ribbon is burned with oxygen to form a dazzling white flame and it will be converted into a white powder. What is the summary of this session? What is chemical reaction? What is reactant and products? And how can we recognize a chemical reaction? Now we are going to discuss some of the questions based on this session. First question is, why should a magnesium ribbon be cleaned before burning? This is a textbook question. Why? Because magnesium is a very reactive metal. It can be easily reacts with oxygen to form magnesium oxide as coated in the surface of the magnesium ribbon. This is a magnesium ribbon. If we are not cleaning the magnesium ribbon properly, the magnesium present in the surface of the ribbon, it can easily form the magnesium oxide. It will prevent the burning of this magnesium ribbon properly. Slow down the burning process. So we should clean your magnesium ribbon before burning. The next question is, which of the following is a physical change? Options: formation of curd from milk, ripening of fruits, getting salt from a seawater, and burning of wood. Question is, which of the following is a physical change? Here, option C is a correct answer. That means getting a salt from a seawater. Other three are chemical reaction. Formation of curd from milk is an example of a chemical reaction. Ripening of fruits is an example of chemical reaction. Burning of wood is also an example of chemical reaction. All these three except option C are chemical reactions. We can't able to recover the products into reactant. But getting salt from a seawater, it is a physical reaction. We can convert the salt into water. Next question is, state one example each characterized by the following along with the chemical reaction. First one, change in state. One is evolution of gas and third one is change in temperature. What is the answer of this question? Change in state. Burning of coal. Carbon reacts with oxygen to form carbon dioxide. Solid form of carbon is changes into gaseous form of carbon dioxide. Then evolution of gas. Zinc granules is taken in a conical flask and dilute hydrochloric acid. Zinc reacts with the hydrochloric acid to form zinc chloride and hydrogen gas is evolved. Then third one is change in temperature. The same reaction. Whenever we put zinc granules inside the conical flask and dilute hydrochloric acid, the temperature is normal room temperature. After the reaction takes place, the temperature of the conical flask increases. So there change in temperature takes place. These are the answers of this question. So students, in this video session, we study what is chemical reaction, what is reactant and products, how can we recognize a chemical reaction. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching.